We have one more young Indian with us as part of the Voice of the Young series. Hello, everyone. Good to be with you once again. Today, we have with us Jayprakash Nayak. Over to you, Jayprakash.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity to speak on this platform and share my views. So, firstly, a brief introduction of myself. Hello, everyone. I am Jayprakash Nayak, currently working as a project lead in the Climate Action Champions Network, which is supported by the US Department of State and is in association with Observer Research Foundation. So going a bit to my schooling days, like I have done my schooling in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sambalpur till class 10th, which is in Odisha. Then thereafter I did my plus 2 in Kota, because I went there for J advanced preparations. And then I did a drop year, and in that drop year actually I got interested in economics, because I remember exactly in December 2017 when Richard Thaler got Nobel Prize in economics, basically in behavioral economics. So that actually kindled my interest to know more about it. And basically, in those time period of 2 to 3 months, I read as many articles and documents focusing on behavioral economics, which gave me the idea of economics. And from there, I got to know about economics and behavioral economics. Is that in economics we assume that humans are rational, and then we develop the models. But in behavioral economics, the assumptions the assumptions are, let us assume that humans are irrational, because we do behave irrationally, and we do behave irrationally in a lot of ways. I mean, in our everyday life, like there are tons of examples which I can give, or like we can give. So that is my first reason. Like, one is getting to know about that Nobel Prize in economics and then reading more about it. And the second one in those time period is I got to know about it, that in economics we do use lots of mathematics and statistics to prove those models and everything. And since I have done plus 2 in my science, so I thought, like, why not to apply those things in economics, as because previously I have that opinion that economics is all about theories and theories. I mean, I never heard that economics is also the application of mathematics and statistics. So when I got to know about, and when I know that my knowledge of mathematics is also going to be used here in my graduation, in undergraduation years, so I thought then it's the best combination for me, to be in humanities stream, but also to apply those mathematics. So therefore, in my university, I actually choose BSc in economics. So they provided me that in my electives, they said me that you can definitely choose mathematics and statistics. So that gave me a wonderful opportunity to not only study economics but also study the technical, the analysis angle of it, and especially the econometrics that we study. So these are the two reasons basically why I choose economics and why I study economics, which I'm loving, and it's the best decision that I have made, which
Wonderful.
I'm not going to regret about it.
Yeah.
So yes, that's about my journey, like why I choose economics. Now I will go into what exactly I am doing right now, like the things. So
Wait
there
a
are three
minute. Did
things.
you finish?
Yes,
When did you finish your graduate? When did you graduate?
yes, sir. I graduated in 2021. So 2018 to 2021 is my graduation
Just
years.
before the pandemic, huh? Or
Yes, sir. No, no,
yeah,
no. In pandemic, I was in my last year of fourth semester, like
yeah.
my fourth.
Okay, so you are a pandemic student.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Was it
I am.
online or what? How did you do it?
Yeah, it was like from 2020 August to 2021 August. It was completely online.
Yeah,
Even the exams were proctored, but they were also online. So we gave, I think, 2 semesters. One is the fourth semester, and the fifth semester completely online. So it was an difficult situation, to, because at that time I remember we have econometrics classes, and our professor promised us to teach us the R language into computers, like practically, but somehow we didn't get the chance at all to even apply those learnings and what we were studying in econometrics and applying those in
yeah,
practically in computers,
yeah.
analyzing the model. So, yeah. So
So you
um,
graduated in 2021, right?
yes, sir.
So what did you do next?
So thereafter, actually, I was a bit confused, like whether I should pursue my master's exactly like after in 2021, like after my undergraduation, or should I do some work and push that masters to some some 1 year ahead, maybe 2022. So luckily I got the opportunity as an with the US Consulate General Hyderabad to work in the climate change field, and from that year I actually entered into the climate change field. And so in 2021, I remember 2021, I think it was around, because my graduation ended in 2021 August, and I got the opportunity to work in October
Okay.
in 2021 to work on this climate change. So I, from there to still 6 months, I work in the city level to basically analyze the amount of plastic pollution here in Bhubaneswar, how to eradicate it, and setting up a cooperation with the municipal corporation, and using, since I already told that I have already interested in behavioral economics, so by that time I developed some models by using some behavioral insight teams. In their website has some tools where you can analyze this kind of problems and can find solutions. So I work on that for overall 6 months. But then I decided that if, since I'm not pursuing a master, why not to apply for IGNU, like the distance education, because simultaneously by the end of my working years, at least I have a master's, because I was having that planning to apply for Indian Economic Service. So I thought that since I'm working, let us also apply for IGNU, such that my education will be also continuing, but plus my working will be also going on. By the time of I will be graduating, I will at least have the master's knowledge to make me eligible for Indian Economic Service.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. So for 2021 September to 2022, March and April, for those 6 months, I was completely involved in Young Climate Leader Action Project, which is an initiative of US Consulate General Hyderabad. So, yes, sir. That's about after my
Yeah.
master graduation, undergraduation days.
Yeah. And then after that?
So after that, like, since my experience in behavioral economics, like whatever I studied and applied that in the project that I did for 6 months, then I gotten another opportunity called the Climate Action Champions Network. I heard about it through my friend, which is actually an initiative by US State Department with the Observer Research Foundation. So they actually selected 20 cohorts across India to work on climate change in South Asian countries. And simultaneously, they have selected 20 cohorts from each of the 5 countries, like Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Bhutan.
Yeah.
Including India is 5 countries. So we are 100 cohorts working, in this field. So I got this opportunity, and and recently in that cohort network, my project, which is on women economic empowerment and how it is affecting them, how climate change impacts are affecting them. So it got selected in the small grants program recently, where I have already started the work in August this year, as a project lead in this project. So there in this project, I am actually looking at the intersection of three things. One is women economic empowerment, and their participation in conservation of coastal wetlands,
Yeah.
and how it is improving the resilience to climate change.
Okay.
We have done some preliminary analysis, and this is an inter-country study where I will be doing research in Bangladesh as well as in India. So I have done some preliminary research in Bangladesh in Khulna area, and I have found that in Khulna, some self-help groups actually in the coastal wetlands, they are not only conserving the mangroves, but were also able to make their livelihoods from the mangrove ecosystems.
Okay.
So what is helping them is that their self-help groups are very much well off, like economically, as well as simultaneously conserving the mangroves. And I found it interesting because here in Odisha, in the conservation, in the coastal wetlands, because we have a large coastal wetlands near Bay of Bengal,
Yeah.
our self-help groups, especially women self-help groups, are not able to do such things, individually.
Yeah.
So I found opportunity, like, let me go there and study that model properly. Let me see what exactly are they working, like, be through a focus group discussions or whatever research techniques that I have learned, and let me see what exactly can I learn from those their overall approach that can be helpful here in, and I can apply here in Odisha. So it is still in pipeline. I am yet to go to Bangladesh and do the research, but this is all about I would say, the outline that I have shared with you, what exactly I'm going to do there.
Yeah.
It will be ending on October. Sorry, not in October. In the next year, March, it will be ending.
Yeah.
So hopefully I will be able to find out and
Yeah.
publish an research paper and a report according to
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Wonderful. And so what about IGNU? Is it there or not there? No
Yes,
time.
sir. No, sir. I completed my IGNOU in like last year in December. I gave my papers like 2022, my first year papers, and this June I completed all my papers, my second year papers. So I have completed my 2 years IGNOU masters also. So I'm like got, I think, not enough time, but somehow managed to study and give the papers. Waiting for the results, but somehow managed to give the exams and
Well, you will pass, I'm
I
sure.
think I
I'm sure you'll get your degree.
think.
It's pretty clear that you will get your degree.
Thank you, sir.
That's not an issue for me. I think it's very good. And it's really very amazing actually to hear what you are doing. This is quite remarkable. Can you tell us some of the nudge ideas that you actually have used from behavioral economics?
Oh yeah. So one yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So one of the things I want to say about when we are doing about the waste segregation in our society, we realize that people are not able to segregate their waste into waste and dry waste,
yeah,
and the reason we find out. But we just I studied some of the choice architectures, and then I realized what exactly is going wrong. Like why people are generally not able to segregate their waste, even if the government is telling them to do so.
yeah,
One thing, a common thing that I, found that one is the short-sightedness approach. Like, oh, I mean, what exactly will happen even if we, segregate the waste? Anyway, they have in the mindset that it's anyway they are going to get, combined and will be thrown down at the dump.
yeah,
So one of the nudge that we did is that, um, gave them separate baskets like coloring baskets which the municipal corporation also do, like
yeah,
for wet waste it was blue, and sorry, wet waste it was green, and for dry waste it was blue,
yeah,
such that they should know that it is not going to different it is not going to dump in the same place, it is
yeah,
going to different, and from different places the municipal corporation will going ahead and separate those things and make some useful products, because here in Odisha it is now happening in a great way, but back 2 years ago when I was doing it, it was not at an wide practice. So right now the municipality is like converting those wet waste into manures, organic
yeah,
manures,
yeah,
and the dry waste they are actually recycling it by packaging it properly and then sending it to big recycling factories to recycle it properly.
yeah.
So that is that I studied it properly and did that,
Okay.
although find many other things which they are which is very difficult to properly give them the nurse and effectively implement those ideas.
Well,
So
Pune has been doing this two bucket system for some time. I was in
yes, sir.
Pune in 2018, and they had the two bucket system then, dry waste and wet waste. I don't remember the colors, but they had it. So it might, if you are still involved in it, it might be worth looking at the results in Pune. They have had quite a bit of experience. I don't know when the program started, but when I went in 2018, they did have the system in place. They didn't have it in Jaipur, where I also came from when I went, but they had it in Pune, and the people were quite used to the two bucket system. And of course, it's collected. They don't have to throw it anywhere. Somebody comes to collect it. So maybe if you are still interested, then you can look at Pune, see how it's going. Anyway,
Yes, I will definitely visit, yes.
yeah. So but anyway, I'm glad you thought of it on your own because that's brilliant.
So
Okay.
it was like, sir, the two bucket system is there,
Yeah.
but in household there were like normal two buckets. I mean,
Yeah.
since it was not colored, so they were not getting that, that in that mindset that, oh, I mean, let us throw anyway, but let us give to the municipality. But they were not having that idea that this waste will be now collected like separately and then going towards those places where they're going to
Yeah.
be turned into organic manures or recycled. So
Okay.
what we did is that went to specific houses and said that you can just do one thing. Like if you're having that confusion, or if you're not having that, zeal to even separate, then just have that different colored dustbins inside your house, so that when you see them, you realize that this is my red dustbin where I have to throw the dry waste, and this is my green dustbin where I have to throw wet waste, so that you at least have that clarity, and at least have that zeal to at least throw some waste, whatever household waste you have, into those respective dustbins.
Okay, great, wonderful. Anything else you want to add here? What else is in your mind? With
Like
climate,
yeah,
this is your climate action, or this something I want to hear?
yeah. So one another thing that I'm currently researching on is climate budget, basically. So I am very much interested in public finance, because in my undergraduate day also I did an dissertation on public finance, like on finance commission. So since from those years I entered into climate change, I realized how I can integrate the public finance into climate change. And then I got into one document by the Odisha government when they are publishing the budget each year. I realized that they're also publishing climate budget. And when I went to the document and read it properly, one thing that suddenly struck me, and I searched it, like, is climate budget is published by each and every other state. But then to my surprise, only Odisha is publishing it, not other states are yet to publish.
Yeah.
So so let me please explain a bit about climate budget.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So it is basically a tool used by the government, and monitoring and tracking tool for the climate related expenditures of various developmental programs of the government. Now, the government has, as we know, various departments like agriculture, water, education, everything. But we here, climate budget, we are here concerned about those departments which are getting influenced by the climate change. So in that budget, or in that document, we do an analysis based on relevance and sensitivity share. So the relevance share, which is the climate change relevance share, is basically analyzing the developmental programs of the government, which is not only helping in developmental process of the state, but also mitigating the climate change impacts. For example, if I give an example, the renewable energy sector. So it is not only helping us to produce additional energy, which is very much required given the fact that we will be somehow reducing our dependence on coal, but also it's helping us to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. So it is helping two ways, like fulfillment in energy productions, sufficient energy production, as well as reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. So that is the sensitivity, not relevance share, that I'm talking about. Now coming to the sensitivity share, it is actually talking about a very interesting idea. In fact, it is talking about if we do not consider any climate change impact on that developmental program, when climate change impact will be happening, how that development program will be getting impacted. So it's basically analyzing that, suppose agriculture department is there, if I'm not considering any climate change impact like drastic cyclones or droughts, then how my agriculture program is going to get impacted to it. Okay, so they have, I told you about relevance and sensitivity share. Now, what we do in climate budget, like, is making a matrix analysis of four tables, like high relevance and high sensitivity, high relevance and low sensitivity, low relevance and low sensitivity, and low relevance and high sensitivity. And according to matrix, we will separate the departments which are falling in those squares. Now, after doing this, we will focus on those square which has the high relevance and high sensitivity. So suppose after the government did an analysis and found that agriculture is the department which is, in the high relevance and high sensitivity. So that means the government will now prioritize this sector properly, and like spending climate related expenditure now will be done in such a way that it will be efficient in agriculture sector, and should now less focus on those departments which are in low relevance and low sensitivity. So doing this analysis will helpful for us to efficiently at least spend the public amount in an climate related efficient way. And as well as it will helpful in developmental process, because if agriculture, water resource department are falling in high relevance and high sensitivity, then it's an easy way for the government to fund this department a way more, and focus this department and make this more climate resilient than other departments, which, for example, might be government releasing more funds to them, hoping in a fact that that department might get impacted in near future. But this scientific analysis will help us to very much focus and streamline those departments which are very much needed in money wise, basically.
Understood. Okay, good. Yes, that's a very The government has
So this,
already done it, and it's
yes, sir.
actually very, very creditable, I must say. And I had never heard of such an analysis till now. So thank you for telling me.
So yes, sir. So my idea is right now, since I'm a part of this Climate Action Champions Network with ORF, now I am writing a paper with ORF in policy advocacy space right now, how to nudge the other state to publish this climate budget document. Because the whole idea that I'm seeing right now is that if each and every state do publish the climate budget, now publishing each year will make them accountable to achieve the national indices that our country has signed to UNFCCC.
Yes.
Now, like our country has said that by 2070 we will be a net zero emission country,
Yeah.
but right now we don't have that proper way to see the progress, like
Yes.
how exactly we are making each and every year, like how far we are going to get, like or what is the stage which are now where, and how far we will be going ahead to get the target. Maybe that target will be completed in 2080 or maybe 2060. So the idea is that nudge each and every state to publish climate budget, as well as track in the state climate action plan, make the changes which will be according to the national climate action plans or whatever our country has submitted in indices,
Yeah.
in alignment of both state indices as well as national indices, and publishing them each year, such that like, let me give you a like bit of different analogy,
Yeah.
that in NITI Aayog they publish the aspirational district. They have that website where each and every, I think, month they rank the districts accordingly to their achievement, various parameters, be it malnutrition, be it mortality rates, like be it education or any other sectors. They rank it properly, and each and every month they show that this district has achieved this much, and this district is ranked first or second or third. So in a way there is competitive federalism going on, and states and districts will try to compete and improve. So I want that thing right now to happen in climate change sector.
Okay.
So state
Okay.
now should, accordance with the district levels, should publish those in an comprehensive manner in a website, track those and publish climate budget each year, and then let us target our national indices that we have submitted to UNFCCC and finish that according to our timeline, like and such that it will be accountable to the public. Like if the public say what exactly are the government doing, now the government has that portal to show that yes, these are the things which I'm going to do, or which
Yeah.
these are the that we are going right now, and by this timeline we will be completing it. So
Wonderful.
this is,
Yeah, we actually, I don't want to comment much here, but I must say that I like the idea of the focus even at the district level,
yes sir,
because the districts in India are so large that
exactly sir.
even to district level you need to go, because the action is there really. We can write the national documents, we can write the state documents, but we really need to go to the district level, and it's
So
a very good
regarding
idea.
yes, sir. So regarding that, I like we are also looking on one. I was reading one paper on climate governance, and exactly there, this thing was talking about how we can make our climate governance more decentralized. Like although we have decentralized our power system way back in 1993 by creation of panchayati raj and municipalities, so they have suggested, which I'm also like researching more and studying more about, how we can make a local level climatic action plans, like which is you were said the district level climate action plans.
Yeah.
And Kerala is actually the first state which have done recently,
Okay.
that they have started to make a local climate action plans. But then the thing is that all things are segregated. Like Odisha is the first state to publish climate budget, but
Yeah.
then most of the states are not doing it. And Kerala is now the first state to publish the district climate action plans or local climate action plans, but most of the states are yet to be aware or not publishing it. So it's mostly right now in this sector, it's all segregated, like not completely in one line and streamlined proper way, such that the states should now follow the national indices and then work accordingly.
Well, they'll do it when you tell them to do it.
Yes, sir.
You,
So I'm working on
yeah,
it, like
you become the leader and make them do it, because we really did not have this climate action traditionally. Now we have it, and it is a real issue. And I'm glad that you, young people like you, are aware of it and working on it. And we need everybody to wake up that, look, this
yes,
is something that is the new thing. We cannot just stick to the old ways, because this is what the country has agreed to do. This is what the country needs to do. and writing national papers will not do it.
Yes, sir.
It's not going to do it. We can write as many papers as we want, but
Yes, yes,
the action is local. And
yes, sir.
from what I know, the Panchayati Raj institutions don't do much. Maybe you can get them like Zilla Parishad to do something. Let's see. Okay. Anyway, best of luck with that. I hope you get it done. All right. Let's continue.
Thank you, sir. So yeah, I mean, so these are the three things that I'm focusing right now. One is one climate budget, one that I'm looking forward to, make it as a policy advocacy level with the ORF and publish one paper on it, and then make it in G20 probably, or any proper platform, such that that idea will be circulated and more states will follow. The second one is looking forward to my research that I'm going right now. It's on process, and by I think next year by March, April, hopefully I will be having the results with you, whatever I have found out the results. And the third one is this one, the decentralized climate governance system,
Okay.
where giving the power to this Panchayati Raj. I think one of the more important reason why our Panchayati Raj or municipality has left behind is the state finance commissions. I realize that our National Finance Commission, the 15th Finance Commission recently, is working fine, like perfectly. They are suggesting the devolution mechanisms, and the central or the grants in aids, whatever to the states. But somehow I've realized that many of the states' financial commissions have lying dysfunctional. Some state have only in fifth commission report. Some state have yet to start it. In
Yeah.
Odisha, I think we are. I don't realize, but I don't. I don't think it's happening regularly in each 5 years. So one of the most important reason why our Panchayati Raj is financially crunch is this state finance commission, and state government lackluster attitude to these commissions, and dividing the funds to this third tier of the government. So I think
Okay.
that is lagging behind. So
Okay. All right. So let me propose to you that you come back in 1 year and tell us the actual. You said your results will be ready by March, April, something.
yes, sir.
And so we'll hear your results and your work 1 year from now, just so that we get a better picture of what you are doing. By the way, is it they're paying you for all this, or how are you living?
So yeah, so that's an interesting question. Actually, it's right now it's in grant in money, and it's not a monthly payroll that I'm regularly getting monthly. So whatever the grant amount is, I'm getting a part from the grant amount. So it's not monthly actually. So from the grant, it's I'm getting the
But
money.
doesn't matter whether it's monthly, but at least you are able to live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So they are funding. I think they are funding my travel, accommodation, meals, and everything. And we in that climate action cohort, we have each. I think each 3 to 4 months we have workshops and conferences where we go to attend, and they fund everything to learn necessary skills to apply in our projects. So they ensure that it is
That is part of your work. But how do you live yourself? Do you get some money for that or no?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So it is in the process. Like they do fund us properly.
Yeah, they should, because they are asking you to work, and yeah, covering expenses, that's nothing. They have to pay you, right? Because you have
Yes,
finished your master's and now it's time for you to make some money. We are economists, we need to make some money. So I hope you're
sir.
making good money too and doing good. So anything else you want to add before we close?
No, sir. I think I have said whatever I have, whatever I'm doing right now in this field.
Okay.
And
All
again,
right.
thank you so much
All
for
right. So let's
giving.
say bye to the viewers, and I'll be back with another person, expert or young Indian, and maybe from another country. So bye, everybody, and see you next time.